Hi everyone, it's Erin from the Provincial Farmhouse. Today I'm doing a video for the Paint Couture creative team. I'm going to be creating a double-sided Christmas ornament. For my project today, I'm using this ornament blank that I had in my stash, and it's approximately 13 centimeters wide by 16 centimeters tall. I'm going to begin by adding Angel Eyes mineral paint. I'm going to be applying 2 coats, front and back of the ornament, and I'm also going to be adding it around the edges of the ornament as well. I'm going to be sticking with pastel type colors today. I am going to be using an IOD transfer, so I did have that in mind when I picked my paint color. I'm going to be using the Partridge Lane transfer from IOD's most recent release, and I'm going to be cutting out these sweet little houses. I want 3 of them in different colors. So I've got the larger pink one for the center, this darker almost black one for one side, and the red one for the other. I'm going to start by adding the red house. I really had to think about the different layers. As you can see, I sort of brought that other one in just to make sure that the layering was going to work. I had to think about where the Christmas trees were. I wanted the house on the right to sit behind the Christmas tree with the pink one. I did actually cut part of the tree of the black house, as you can see there, because I thought that I could reposition it on the right, but in the end there was a bit of a gap that I just really didn't want to have there, so I added that part of the transfer back in. I'm then going to add the pink tree to the center. That's going to be the one that's a bit further forward, and I've got it positioned a little bit further down. I also cut out this lovely garland here from the Partridge Lane transfer. I'm going to crease it so that I know where to cut, because I'm going to position it on the other side of the ornament, and some of it is not going to be visible obviously, because I want it up the top of the ornament like it's draping down. So I've positioned it over the top, and now I am lifting up part of the transfer and rubbing as I go. These came off really easy. The Paint Couture mineral paint is perfect to use with transfers because it does have that built-in sealer, so it's a lovely smooth surface for the transfers to stick to. While I am rubbing, if I miss any areas, I can just lay it back down and go back and fix that up. And then I'm going to gently press the excess transfer down along the edge. I then took out IOD's Figgy and Flourish transfer. I am going to be cutting out the words Season's Greeting and these lovely greenery pieces. I want to have that on the side that has the houses, but I am going to have to cut them to suit my project a little bit. So I'm going to cut off some of the greenery there, and I will use it on a different part of the ornament. I'm going to peel the backing off the Season's Greetings transfer, and then I'm going to go over the top. I'm just focusing the pressure of my transfer stick on the letters themselves, and then I am moving on to adding the greenery down the bottom. I'm going to position it so the 2 pieces meet in the center, sort of like framing out the houses as well. So I definitely recommend you focus your attention just on the sections that have the design that you want. That way you can minimize getting any extra gold foil on your project. I then flipped it over, and I'm adding those pieces that I cut off from the greenery. I'm adding that to our garland here. I thought it would be a nice way to tie the 2 sides together, so I've got them just coming out either side of the bow. I'm going to be sealing my transfers with Paint Couture's Extreme Guard in Gloss. It's going to have a lovely shiny finish, and it's going to maintain the shine of those foil transfers. I'm of course going to seal the other side of the ornament as well. When that was dry, I took out this stencil that I had in my stash. I love the typography on this one, and I'm going to be using it with Arabian Gold metallic stencil paste. I'm using a palette knife to do the stenciling, running that over the top of the stencil and then carefully removing it. I dried that off and then took out pearl crystal paste, and I'm going to be using a clean palette knife to add it to the edges of the ornament. I really love this crystal paste. It looks a lot like snow, which is perfect. It goes perfectly with those little houses that have snow all over them. And I'm going to be adding it around the outside of the ornament, almost like it looks like the ornaments like a snow globe almost is the effect that I thought. So I'm running it along the edges, dabbing at it as well to help add to that snowy effect. I don't want much on the other side of the ornament though. When that was dry, I took out gloss clear coat again. I'm going to lay down an even coat on the front section of the ornament there, and then I'm going to sprinkle in sheer frost German glass glitter. So the clear coat is acting like a glue, and the sheer frost glitter is a really subtle way to add that beautiful shine to the rest of the ornament. I'm of course repeating the same process on the other side, and it also reminds me a little bit of snow as well. If I inspire you to try any of the Paint Couture products used in today's video, I would really appreciate it if you would use my affiliate link. You will find it in the description below. I love the sheer frost German glass glitter. It's a really beautiful, subtle shine. I then took out this silver ribbon and I'm going to be putting it through the top section of the ornament, cutting it to size and then tying a knot. This is what we're going to be using for hanging. And then I decided I wanted to add a bow front and back to my ornament. So I am using this lovely chiffon style ribbon, and I'm just going to be tying 2 bows. I'm going to make sure that I've got nicely frayed edges so that it looks nice and even there. So I'm just fraying those. And then I'm going to use Gorilla Super Glue Gel. I'm adding a dab of that up the top, and I'm going to press my bow into that glue until it is set. And I'm going to repeat the same process for the other side of the ornament. And here's a look at our finished ornament. I think this turned out super sweet. Let me know what you think of this in the comments. If you enjoyed today's video, we would really appreciate it if you would hit that like button, comment, and if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so that you don't miss out on any of the videos from the Paint Couture creative team. Thanks for watching.